It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This next is from John Michael. Again, this is on YouTube. John said, can I open an IRA for a grandchild? So John wants to obviously begin saving for a grandchild. I'd answer this question, Brian. What's required to open an IRA? And if you want to save money for a grandkid, what are some ways that you might think about doing that?
Yeah. First of all, if the short answer is yes, or maybe,
yes,
there's going to be some boxes that have to be checked on the decision. The first thing is if the person's a minor, it's going to be a custodial type account. It's not going to be a normal account. So you need to make sure that whoever you're trying to work with does offer custodian accounts. Fortunately, the big players like Fidelity Investments, Charles Schwab,
Vanguard.
they do offer custodial accounts. But there's a bigger question that sits on top of all of this. You cannot open IRAs unless you have earned income.
That's the big one.
That's the big kicker right there, is that you have to have some type of wages, self-employment income. So the kiddo could get an IRA, but they better be doing something to generate it. And look, I have a teenager. She has a custodial Roth IRA because she babysits. She does things like that. But we have to realize if you make this decision that you want to do this teachable moment, because I do a dollar for dad.
I like that. Dollar for dad match.
I'm not charging my kids. I do a dollar for dollar match, meaning that whatever my children will put in their Roth IRAs, I will match dollar for dollar. I want to get them addicted to saving because I think it's a very healthy habit to start building. But when I make that decision and when they do that investment into their custodial Roth IRA, I know that I'm signing up for we're going to file a separate tax return for them. We also know that we're going to pay self-employment tax, which can be 15.3% of whatever the amount of income you're reporting is. So if you're willing to check those boxes, this could be an incredible value-building, not only teachable life lesson, but also a very valuable asset when they reach financial independence.
So maybe you heard all that and you're like, whoa, additional tax return and self-employment taxes, and oh boy, that sounds aggressive. Is there something else I can do? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
If your goal for saving for your grandchild, maybe they're young, and you want to set up a college fund for them, we think that 529s are fantastic vehicles to begin saving for college. The money will go in. Depending on your state, you could potentially get a deduction, and it'll grow, and if it's used for qualified higher educational expenses, it can actually come out tax-free. So you ought to do some research on your state's specific 529 plan. Our opinion, you can buy them directly from the state. You don't need an advisor to sell it to you because all 50 states now have them available. They are not all created equal, so you want to look at investment options. You want to look at costs, tax benefits, all those sorts of things. And that's a great thing. Or if you say, 529s are great and fine, but I don't know if I want this for college. Maybe I just want them to have a car fund or a wedding fund
First
or a
house.
down payment fund.
Yeah.
Then you can open up what's called an UTMA or UGMA, where you can set up a custodial account. It's an investment account where the child is named as the beneficiary, and then either you as the grandparent or maybe mom or maybe dad can sit as the custodian on the account, and you can start putting money in there for their benefit.
There is one caveat on those, depending upon which state you live in. Age of majority on when they actually will know about these accounts and have access to these normal custodial accounts might be 18, might be 21. You have to look into that and just think about, and look, I don't think that's a deterrent. It's just you have to have good kids with good communication, because there is a chance they could walk in at age 19 and make a horrible decision with those custodial accounts. But I think if you threaten them in the right way and train them the right way, hopefully that won't be an issue.
I like how the threat came first and then the training. I like that.
We'll
That's
threaten
beautiful.
them that this is it if they take the money. And I think that's a very effective thing.